We service clients globally across all industries, including a quarter of all Fortune 500 companies. Wipro's superpowers, so first and foremost, the AWS technology and domain expertise that we have as an AWS partner. Being an AWS Premier Partner, we have over 5,000 certified colleagues around the globe.
Julien, it's really great to see you again. I'm glad I'm here in London to be able to visit with you and have a catch up. And so, first of all, I would like to share with others just who is Julien, and why did you work for why are you working for Wipro?
Sure, and it's a pleasure to be here, Vanessa. Thanks for the invite. So my name is Julien Brain. I use the pronouns he, him. I am now based in London, but I used to be in the Bay Area, where we met. I've been working with Wipro for the last 9 years now. Most recently with the AWS partnership team. I worked on different teams, including consulting organization, before moving to the AWS partnership team, where I'm now leading all of the AWS partner funding programs and other strategic programs globally.
Yes. Well, you are a key partner for me. And I think it's also great that you're able to focus on, a number of our different programs and how the programs can really help build a business with Wipro and AWS. Can you share a little bit about Wipro, and then also a kind of a focus for why Wipro has built a migration and modernization practice?
Wipro is a global consulting and technology services company. We operate in over 60 countries around the globe with 230,000 colleagues. We're also an AWS Premier consulting partner, and some of our competencies include the Gen AI services competency, the migration and modernization competency, and the security consulting competency.
Those are all important competencies, and they tie well together. So I'm curious, you've worked with Wipro and have been involved in AWS migrations and modernization projects, as well as are familiar with the Migration Acceleration Program. And so why did Wipro decide to focus on migrations and particularly focus on modernization?
Early on, Wipro recognized the importance of cloud transformation. And for us, it was really important to bring innovation to our clients, and what better way to do it than partner with AWS, which is leading the way when it comes to migration and modernization of services for clients. So that's how Wipro is leveraging that partnership.
So what industries in particular do you focus in?
Mm-hmm. So as an organization, Wipro works across industries. This is what makes it interesting in a consulting organization. Where we're seeing a lot of traction is in the banking and financial services sector, as well as the telecom sector and other key sectors on the market.
And I'm curious then, working across these different industries and having that workforce of over 200,000, what are you seeing as some of the changes in customer behavior and customer trends?
Mm-hmm. So I think one of the constant has been the focus on digital transformation and making sure that organizations are adapting to the modern world and are helping their organizations or the market meet customer demands. And as part of that, what we're seeing a lot now, especially with generative AI, is a lot of legislation coming to life in Europe, but also in other parts of the world. We're seeing a need for data governance support for clients, in particular with that developing legislative environment to make sure that clients get the insights that they need to be successful and avoid penalties, for example, with the use of data as the environment, as the legislative context is getting more complex day after day.
Why do you think it's important now more than ever that customers should focus not just on the migration, which, I would say historically has been a rehost or a lift and shift, but why customers should now focus on modernization?
So migration brings workloads to the cloud, and modernization really optimizes those workloads for the cloud environment. So to your point, moving past that initial kind of lift and shift era, it's really important to help organizations leverage the full capability of the cloud, thinking about agility, speed of execution, but also security, right? And this is something that AWS helps us do really, really well, because security is built in, baked in, everything that is done by default. We're also seeing some cost-cutting elements that are obviously having an impact on clients, but generally having the ability to be faster and innovate is really what makes our clients tick.
So I'm curious to see how, what are you seeing and what is Wipro doing to be able to help tie both of those together?
Great question. So we're seeing a lot of interest, obviously, with generative AI. It's hard to be in any client conversation and not say that keywords within the next early minutes of the meeting, right? What we're seeing is a lot of clients looking to experiment. So POCs, proof of concept activities. Some of those are moving into production as well as a result or as an outcome. They may or may not be related to migration activities. And that's where the modernization component, I think, happens as well.
So I know data governance is really important, especially for regulated industries. And I'd love to learn more about what is Lab of the Future with Wipro.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So Lab of the Future helps organizations deal with antiquated processes that bring inefficiencies in the way the labs are operated. If you think about the technicians and the other staff in the lab, and what the solution entails is leveraging cloud technology to make sure that leveraging cloud technology, our clients are able to optimize the way the lab is working, so tech staff can focus on more productive activities. And in doing so, we're also seeing cost-cutting efficiencies for the labs.
So Julien, could you actually help to explain to me, I know that you're wearing a pin, and I'm curious to know, why is that important for you? And then actually, how does it tie to kind of what Wipro is doing?
Mm-hmm. Great question. So today is Tech Day of Pink, which is a day when technology companies are gathering forces to raise awareness about breast cancer. This ties in within the wider Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And why it's important, I think, is everybody's been touched by cancer from up close, or a little bit more distant. With a little bit more distance, we will have family members or friends who've been affected. There's a high likelihood that we might be affected in the future as well. And so I think what's really important is for technology to do good. And this is one of the areas we talk a lot about the excesses of technology, kind of the Black Mirror side of tech. But this is one of the feel good and the really positive outcomes that we can expect from tech with, for example, the Lab of the Future solution that Wipro is putting forward, as it's helping labs run more effectively and focus on creating life-saving drugs instead of running inefficiently. But something you just mentioned now made me reflect on, we were talking about mammograms earlier, and really the impact of AI and Gen AI to help augment what lab techs are able to, or radiologists are able to achieve by detecting cancer a lot more efficiently, by enhancing the work of the radiology. So that's another example of how tech is really feeding into that good for humanity approach.
I'm hopeful for the next piece, and I really want to thank you again for this time. Great time to be here in London with you.
Likewise, and thank you for the opportunity to have a chat with you today.